do your due diligence. Study the leases. Look at the notes and the mortgages. If you can assume them, great. Make sure you look at the title policy. Look at your certificate of occupancy. Make sure everything was done correctly. Look at your insurance policies. Check to see if you need to have ADA compliant units. And then you want to look at the tax tickets and the history. So what did they pay in property taxes last year? Because those property taxes are now your responsibility. Can you still cash flow even though you're paying for those things? And then some markets do require you to have a property manager license, even if you're going to be managing your own properties, or you'll have to register the property with certain municipalities and let them know that it is a rental. So if there is a disturbance from the occupant, they contact you instead of knocking on the door of the people living there, okay? So you want to check all of this in your market. And then finally, parking. Right now we are selling a condo, and I got a call from an appraiser today, and she said, hey Lee, there's nowhere to park for this condo, so it's not worth anything. And I said, no, it's shared parking, it's in the back. And she went, oh, okay. Where is the parking? Is it off-site? Is there a garage? Is there an alley entrance that comes into the back side of the parking? Anything you can get where they don't have to park on the street is preferred. And the ones that are going to rent the fastest are the ones that have a garage, which is why I like this style right here. This is that duplex I was showing you, 2-car garage on both sides. Now, after we acquired this asset, we said this is such a well-designed building. We asked that builder to build 13 more just like it. And I went out and found land, and that's what we are right now in the process of building, is 13 of these 1,250 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes. And when they're done, as I mentioned, those will rent for $2,250 per build or per side. So $4,500 a month per duplex. Times 13, it's almost $53,000 a month in rental income from 13 duplexes, okay? Now, this was an existing duplex. So this is in an area that I live called Liberty Lake, Washington. Highly desirable location. This sits up on a hill and it looks down over on Liberty Lake. Now, my director of operations said, it's got lake views if you get on the roof. Unfortunately, most tenants don't want to do that, and as a landlord, I don't want them up there either. But this one was bought intentionally to buy and sell, but our target demographic for the buyer was going to be somebody who wanted to live in one side and rent out the other. So we picked this one up August 2nd of last year. We paid $347,700 for it. It already had tenants in it. One side was paying $1,000 a month, the other side was not. So we had to go through the process of vacating the one who was not paying. Our monthly costs for this thing are $798 a month. Income per side, $1,005, cash flow of $1,211.50. Now, when we sell this thing will be going on the market next month for $499,900, okay? We'll put about $40,000 into it, so we're in at $380,000, we sell at $500,000. This thing will produce about $100,000 in profit, but to the discerning buyer, they can buy the duplex, get FHA or VA financing, put very little down, live in one side, and have $1,200 a month from the other unit coming in, which means they're living in a beautiful part of the country for $400 or $500 a month. Now, if you're watching this right now and you currently are renting, hopefully you've seen enough information and saw enough slides that you know that renting's a bad idea, okay? You need to be owning real property. This is the perfect scenario for you. This is what I would encourage anyone and everybody to do if they're a first-time home buyer or looking to get into housing, or they've been in their existing home over 2 years, so all of their gain would be tax-free up to $500,000. Move into a multifamily facility, move into a duplex, triplex, fourplex. Let your neighbors pay 100% of your mortgage plus cash flow. I want you guys to think of your income if you eliminated the cost of housing. Let somebody else pay for it. Pay your mortgage, pay your utilities, pay your taxes, and you live there for free while owning the building. I mean, that alone, some of you watching right now, you're paying $1,500 a month, $2,300 a month, $3,000 a month for your current mortgage on a single family home with no income coming in from any other source. that's a very expensive way to live. Now, some of you live in markets where you can add an accessory dwelling unit on the back or an ADU. Some of you are Airbnb-ing a basement apartment or a couch. That's great, but you got to be careful because you get some psychos staying in your basement for a night. It's an unsafe income opportunity, in my opinion, and unfortunately, some are doing it because they have to, because they can't afford to stay without it. Well, what if we sold the asset we're living in, moved into something like this, that we'd have that ancillary or secondary income coming in to help offset the costs? To me, that makes a lot of sense. That's just smart. Why don't you do that?